Welcome back, traders, to another installment of Nasdaq100 weekly highs, weekly lows, technical analysis. I hope your trades today have been going really well, or your trades from Monday have been going really well. Okay, you've been collecting all of those amazing pips and points, right? And this video, hopefully the aim is it will be super useful, super insightful, lots of ideas that obviously will help you in your journey to taking advantage of certain opportunities as and when it presents itself in the market. Okay, so that's the aim of the game, to maybe together we can find some really good opportunities to get in on. And with that said and done, I highly recommend you hit that subscribe button, you turn on the notification and drop us a like. I pretty much release videos every single day on gold and on the Nasdaq100, so depending on which asset is most relevant, it's highly recommended turn on that notification, so at least when a video is released you can then be notified and pop over and take a quick look. All right, so with that said and done, we're going to get straight into the business of the day in regards to the analysis. So on Sunday's video, I pretty much covered the FVGs that we had that were important, that we needed to keep an eye on, right? So one of them was the FVG that we have on this zone right here, and the second was this FVG zone that price is in. So when we were making the video, price was actually in the FVG zone, okay, and now we can see it's started to move away from that. And then the third was the FVG at the bottom over here, which has not been touched as of yet, right? So with that said and done, I'm going to go into the hour right now, and we're going to take a look to see what we can expect and things we need to be super mindful of, because there is a trap within this current market at the moment that I want to draw your attention to if you haven't seen it already. All right, so with that, what I want to do is I want to try and clean up this chart a little bit, and we can always put the labels back, or you can always come back and pause the video and select the levels, or look for the levels that are of interest to you, and then note them down on your own personal charts. So we're going to get rid of all of these levels for now, because what I'm about to add on, because it's just going to create more mess, and we don't need these there for now, right? We don't need them. You can find them on the day if you really need to. So let's get rid of all of these levels for now. We don't need any of that, and we're just going to keep this stuff super clean. Okay, so as it stands right now, price is now beginning to move away from this FVG, okay, and it's now heading to the top side. So at this point, today being Tuesday, we can begin to assume that the low of the week has been set today, and this is it right here. Okay, this is not set in stone because we're still looking for that specific zone, and Tuesday is still early in the week, right? So it will be a little premature to be calling this the weekly low as an absolute, but we should bear it in mind that it could be the weekly low, right? We gotta at least have that in our mind, that that could be the zone. All right, so now that price is beginning to move away out of the FVG and head into the bearish FVG zone, which is up here, and the reason why it looks the way it does is because these FVGs are derived from the day. So when I jump onto the daily chart, it will look really clear in terms of how these FVGs are appearing, right? And apologies for all the siren going in the background. There's a helicopter overhead, so something crazy is going down, right? So so just bear with me. What we now have is we have a new situation that was created on the Monday, and that is a new FVG that's just come into play now. So this is a new bearish FVG, right? So we have price currently in the bullish FVG that is moving away from that, and price has now gone into the bearish FVG. This is where it is sitting right now. So at the moment, it's not clear as to what direction market wants to move in, right? And with that, we need to add another visual aid on top of that to help us. And for that, we're just going to add a fib level. and hopefully that is going to help us at least be able to make a decision as to what side of the coin we need to be facing, right? So we're just going to drop the fib level right here, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a cleanup on the fib level. So just going to do a bit of a cleanup. Let me just bring it all the way down so I don't miss anything once I start cleaning this stuff up. Okay, so let's highlight the fib again. And most of what is, no, not most of it, some of them we're going to get rid of. So we don't want any of these. And to make everything pop, we're just going to make everything kind of, actually, you know what, let's do a yellow. I think yellow is better. No, orangey color. I think orangey color is much better. Actually, let's go with this one. Yeah, let's go with this one. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of pricing, keep levels, and we're going to put that to the center, and we're going to get rid of the text as well. And let's make the font size a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. Oh, and we're going to get rid of the background. I think the font size is a bit too big. Let's keep it on 12. And let's get rid of the trend line. And let's just set this to 1 so it's not too bulky. Alright, so far this is what we have. Okay, for what it is, I think I should actually make it white. I think white will be much better. Apologies for this, guys. Let me just drop a little bit of white on there. It would be so nice if there was a way if there was a way to just make all this white in just one go. Do you know, I think there was. There was. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Apologies for doing that to you guys. Apologies. There actually is a way to make, yeah, this is much better. It all pops nicely. Okay, great stuff. Great. All right, so guys, so as it stands right now, okay, with what market is doing right now, it's kind of hard to kind of determine what direction it wants to go in. Obviously, we have the overall structure, which looks like this, right? And there is a decent probability that price may want to come down here, okay? But however, at the same time, it has just left this zone, so chances are it wants to go up first before it comes down, in my opinion, at which point this particular FVG zone could be visited. And that's all hearsay for now. The main thing is, what do we do in this area right now? What are we going to do in this area, right? That's the most important part. So this is what this is how my decision making will go, right? If I was doing the NAS. And also as well, in saying this, right, first things first, I'm not a financial advisor giving you financial advice, right? Everything you do is on you, and I'm only suggesting ideas as to how I would move in the market if I was trading NAS, right? So everything you do, you're responsible for, and it is upon you to do the homework and the research. It is super important that you do this, and just don't go blindly off what I'm telling you, right? Because I do make mistakes, and I know that, and I've accepted that. And it's important that if you are interested, you do the work too. Case in point, being able to do the work on the work that I'm showcasing right now. Find faults, find areas of improvements, things like that. I leave that to you, and hopefully you will share your findings with me in the comment section. I will greatly appreciate that. So with that ran out the way, this is how I would do it, right? This is how I would do it. For example, the 50% level will be my decision making level in terms of what's going on right now in the market, okay? So what I would do is this, really simple. I would say to myself, okay, oh, we got to move this back. Yeah, just move that over here. So what I would say is this, really simple. okay? If price closes, if price begins to close, if price gets to say the 50% level, right, and begins to move away from the 50% level, I'll be looking for sales, which means that this area becomes super attractive in terms of price returning to this FVG zone. If price closes above this FVG zone, closes above this fib level over here, then I'm assuming it's about to produce a new weekly high. Bearing in mind, it would have confirmed what I said earlier in regards to this particular candle being a potential weekly low, right? This is how I would treat this, right? Yeah. So as we move further towards the end of the week, so by Wednesday, I want to know where this is, right? Whether I make a decision now or I don't make a decision in regards to jumping into the market, Wednesday, I want to know where market is, right? Thursday, I will have a rough idea. If I'm going to get into the market, I will have an idea as to what side of the coin I need to be on. Am I buying or am I selling, right? So this fib level comes in handy, right, when you apply it to weekly lows and weekly highs. I've known about this for a long time, and yes, I'm only telling you now, okay, blah, blah, blah. But bottom line is, right, that's what I keep telling you, do the work. Do the work. You cannot expect everyone to tell you everything, right? So if you weren't applying the fib level, the fib levels to the weekly highs and the weekly lows, I strongly recommend you do. It will help you. It really, really, really will, right? And I think if you are not, if you're not adding fib levels to the weekly highs and lows, right, then I think you're doing yourself a disservice. You really want to think about adding weekly highs. You really want to think about adding fib levels between the weekly highs and the weekly lows. Over time, it will then begin to paint a real clear picture as to what side of the coin you need to be on in terms of how you position your trades, right? It becomes really, really easy, and in a sense, it helps you kind of figure out what's going on in the new week. So already, using these fib levels, okay, I can already decide how I'm going to play it based on how market is reacting. So for example, earlier on today, when price rejected the 0% level of the fib, right, you could have gone in there with a buy to ride it to the upside in hopes of getting that 50%. Okay, because at the bare minimum, it's going to give you that 50%. And then whether you jump out at that 50% level or you continue to hold, that will be on you. Now, once again, this is just an idea for you to go and play with, right? And whilst you're doing that, well, before you do that, okay, if you're new to this whole concept of trading, right, you should see two thumbs right about now. One of them is going to be on backtesting and one of them is going to be on the previous video to this one. So go and check them both out. And whilst you're doing that, I will see you all on the next one.